This person's comment is in regards to something I reposted about someone who came to me with their DNA results from a company. I don't test people through 23andMe, and quite frankly, based on information from a lot of different sources, a lot of those large companies that were willing to sell your data are not of interest to me, and they never would be. And that's something that I value, is people's privacy. The company that I use for genetic testing is called DNA Life. And they do a lot of different testing, mostly for functional health reasons, but also for looking at some things that you could do in terms of getting pregnant, having a healthy pregnancy, athletic recovery, etc. And they have guaranteed that they will never sell data. And one of the things they pointed out in our certification classes when I was going through functional genetic certification was that a lot of the big box companies that anybody can order online, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, all of those things, they purposefully told people that they had genetics that they didn't have, to try and make the world a less hateful place. Which, okay, I can get your reasoning, but at the same time, you just lied to someone about who they are at a DNA level, and that doesn't make sense to me. When I want the report, and you tell me you already have it, I'm going to ask you to pull specific data out of it and send it to me, because I'm not going to go through the 700-page report that they send you with only the individual SNPs, unless you want me to charge you per hour that it takes me to go through all of it and tell you what all of it exactly means. My apologies, I am struggling with a fan over here. The genetics that I want to know are regarding your methylation, your lipid metabolism, your ability to detox, your propensity for inflammation, your ability to produce and utilize vitamin D, like how many vitamin D receptors do you have. I also want some information about the endocannabinoid pathways, because it tells us a little bit about your propensity for addiction, but also tells us whether or not you should be using products like CBD oil. If we can find it in there, I want information on your clock gene, because that's going to give us more of an indication as to whether or not you should be exercising in the morning or exercising at night, and whether or not you should be eating early or eating late, especially in regards to fasting, because most people are getting that wrong. And I'm a little surprised to see that this person said that they'd rather rely on non-functional doctors, because they do follow me and I follow them back. Only because my entire channel is built on what you can do to functionally change your health that doesn't necessarily include medications. But if you want to go the traditional route and you want an MD who spends 5 minutes with you and doesn't actually hear or see you, because you believe that the only thing you can do is rely on your insurance, I can appreciate that. If you want to change the lifestyle factors that are affecting your health or could potentially affect your health in the future, I'm here to help with that. It really just depends on what you want. And if the comment about wanting a non-functional doctor is in regards to 23andMe specifically, I can fully appreciate that too. I wouldn't trust someone else who has sold my information to a very large company that deals very intricately with big power. And there is a shift in traditional medicine, but until, honestly, they get out of the insurance-only model, you won't see that shift happen fast enough. I was just talking with a client yesterday who has 2 diagnosed autoimmune disorders. Her insurance will not pay for an ANA blood test, which tells us more about what type of specific autoimmune disorder she has and where her levels are at currently, and what we can do to help her manage her symptoms and her autoimmune disorder better. And because she went to that lab with insurance in hand, they told her, we can't run the labs now separately on this visit and have you pay cash for them. So if you want them done and we bill them through your insurance, it's going to be $782 for the test. But she can cash pay $40 for the test. So she can go back to the lab tomorrow, have the blood work drawn, and pay cash up front for $40. What her insurance company is telling the lab she has to pay over $700 for, even with a confirmed diagnosis. So if you want a system where you're being overcharged and undertreated, underdiagnosed, I'm not here for that. I'm here for helping you achieve your optimal health with as little medical intervention as possible, and helping you understand what's going on in your own body so that you can have appropriate conversations with whoever you need to have those conversations with. Best way to get in touch with me is through my picture. There's a bunch of different links there that can take you different places.